Welcome, everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into something really fundamental, our attitude.
Yeah, it touches, well, pretty much everything, doesn't it? How we experience life.
Exactly. We've gathered some fascinating insights, observations, and practical advice.
The goal really is to understand how we can actively shape our mindset, not just react.
Right. Hopefully you'll get some real aha moments and takeaways you can actually use.
It's surprising how much control we potentially have.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The first big idea is that attitude. It's a choice.
That's foundational. We often feel like victims of circumstance,
But we're choosing our reaction, like that story about Sam at the repair shop.
Oh yeah, Sam. He was, perpetually negative, complaining constantly.
You can almost picture him, right? Just radiating gloom.
And the key thing there is he felt his unhappiness was caused by the outside world. The customers, the weather.
But the perspective here is different.
Yeah.
It suggests he was choosing that focus.
Precisely. It was like his internal dial was stuck on complain. That colored everything.
That's a great way to put it, a dial. We all have one, I guess.
And if it's set to negative, even good things can seem bad.
It's like looking through a lens, isn't it? If your lens is smudged with pessimism.
Everything looks distorted, yeah. But if you consciously clean that lens, adjust your attitude,
The same view can look totally different, vibrant even.
it really brings to mind that Brian Tracy quote.
Oh, the one about not controlling what happens, but controlling how you think about it.
Exactly that one. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can control what you think about it.
It's so simple, but profound. We spend so much energy on the externals.
When the real leverage is internal, managing our interpretation.
Okay, so we accept it's a choice, but how do we actually make that choice? Especially when things are tough.
Well, one really helpful metaphor that came up is thinking of your mind as a garden.
A garden. Okay, tell me more.
Your thoughts are the seeds. You've got positive seeds, hope, courage, peace.
And negative ones, fear, anger, stress, all that stuff.
Right. And whichever seeds you water, you tend to. Those are the ones that grow.
So if I keep thinking I'm going to fail, that thought grows stronger.
It takes root, yeah. It becomes a dominant plant in your mental garden.
But if I consciously plant seeds like, I can figure this out.
You're nurturing a different kind of inner landscape, a more supportive one.
It's important to say, though, this isn't about pretending problems don't exist.
Oh, absolutely not. Positive thinking isn't ignoring reality. It's facing reality with a belief in your ability to handle it.
It's that feeling of, okay, this is hard, but I believe I can manage.
Yes. That underlying belief gives you the strength to push through.
It really shifts everything. It makes you wonder. Think about a challenge you faced. Did your attitude help or hinder you?
That's a great question for reflection, because our attitude is so tied up with that inner voice.
Oh, definitely. That constant commentary in our heads.
Sometimes it's great, cheering you on. You got this.
And other times, oh boy,
Yeah.
it's your worst enemy.
Exactly. Whispering doubts, you're not good enough. This is going to be a disaster.
To dragging you down.
Yeah. And there's this analogy comparing that voice to a dog.
A dog. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Think of an untrained dog. Barking, making a mess, chewing things up. It can be disruptive.
I can see that.
But with training, patience, that same dog becomes loyal, supportive, a companion.
So your inner voice needs training.
Kind of, yeah. Left unchecked, it can run wild with negativity, but we can consciously train it to be more helpful, constructive.
That actually makes a lot of sense. So how do we do that? Any practical tips?
There's one exercise that's really simple but powerful. When a negative thought pops up,
Yeah.
just pause and ask yourself, would I say this to someone I love?
Wow. Okay. The answer is probably always no.
Almost always, right? And that simple question creates a pause, a moment of awareness.
A space to choose a different response.
Exactly, to choose something kinder, more compassionate towards yourself.
And the material gave examples of replacements, didn't it? Like instead of, I'm terrible at this,
You could say, I'm still learning this, or, I'm figuring it out.
or swap, I'll never succeed for. Maybe, success takes time, I'm putting in the effort.
Precisely. It's not about lying to yourself. It's about finding a better truth.
A more empowering, accurate truth, moving from judgment to growth.
Yes, it shifts you towards possibility.
And what's really encouraging is that this doesn't have to be some massive overhaul overnight.
No, not at all. It often starts small, really small.
Like that story about the client who felt overwhelmed by the idea of being happier,
Yeah, that's a common feeling. Like, where do you even begin?
and the advice was just start with your next thought.
So practical. Instead of, this day is going to be awful, try something like, I'll try to find one good thing today.
Just one small intention.
And the impact for that person was quite noticeable, wasn't it?
Yeah, apparently they started feeling lighter, smiling more, sleeping better. Just from that one small daily intention.
The challenges didn't necessarily vanish.
No, but their experience of them changed. That ripple effect.
And that ripple effect is so important. Small attitude shifts can have big consequences.
And speaking of fuel for positivity, gratitude came up a lot.
Ah, yes. Gratitude. Described as sunshine for your attitude.
I love that description. So vivid.
It really is. The more you practice it, the more you nourish that positive mindset.
And the exercise is simple too, right? Just writing down a few things each evening.
Yep. 3 things you're grateful for. And they don't need to be huge things.
Like a good cup of coffee or a nice chat.
Exactly. A sunny moment, a song you liked, anything.
So what's happening when we do that? Why does it work?
You're basically training your brain. You're tuning it like a radio to the gratitude station.
Instead of the complaint station.
Right. Your brain starts actively looking for the good. It notices more positive things.
And that reinforces the positive attitude. It's like building a muscle.
Attitude isn't fixed. It's built through practice.
Okay, so we're choosing thoughts, planting positive seeds, training the inner critic, starting small, using gratitude. But life still happens. Setbacks occur.
Absolutely. And that's where resilience becomes crucial.
Bouncing back.
Exactly. That ability to get back up after you fall. The story of Maya and her bakery.
Oh, right. She put everything into it, and it failed. That must have been devastating.
Understandably, yeah. Lots of disappointment, self-doubt.
It's so easy to get stuck there, isn't it? Just replaying the failure.
Very easy. But her grandmother gave her that amazing reframe.
What was it again? Something like,
You didn't fail, dear. You just learned one way not to do it next time.
that's brilliant. Shifting it from failure to feedback.
Totally pivotal. It let Maya see it not as an end, but as data for her next move.
Which led to her success at the farmer's market, right?
Exactly. Smaller scale, different approach, informed by the previous experience.
It's not about not falling, it's about getting up again. Like that Japanese proverb.
Fall 7 times, stand up 8. Embodies that spirit perfectly.
And a big part of standing up again seems to be taking ownership.
Yes. Moving away from blame. Blaming external factors feels easier sometimes.
But it leaves you powerless.
Completely. If it's always someone else's fault, you can't change anything.
Taking responsibility.
Right.
Even when things aren't directly your fault. It's like saying, okay, what can I control now?
It's declaring, this is my life. These are my choices going forward. It puts you back in the driver's seat.
Like the analogy of being dealt cards in life.
Yeah. You don't choose the hand you're dealt, maybe, but you absolutely choose how you play it.
And that ownership, that responsibility, that's where the freedom is.
Freedom to learn, to change, to rewrite your story.
Which connects directly to the idea of a growth mindset.
Oh, this is so key. The difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset.
Fixed is believing your talents are just set in stone.
Pretty much. I'm either good at this or I'm not. Whereas a growth mindset is.
Believing you can develop abilities through effort.
Exactly. Through dedication, hard work, learning. Your abilities aren't fixed.
The brain as a muscle analogy really helps here.
It does. Muscles get stronger with exercise. Your brain, your skills, they get stronger with practice and learning.
So struggles aren't proof you can't do it. They're part of the strengthening process.
Precisely. They're opportunities to stretch and grow.
Like that metaphorical story about Einstein struggling with reading.
Yeah, it wasn't literal, but the point holds. Persistence, belief in growth. It can overcome initial hurdles. It reminds me of that Stephen King quote.
About talent being common.
Talent is cheaper than table salt. What separates the talented individual from the successful one is hard work. That's pure growth mindset.
So embracing hard work, seeing challenges not as stop signs, but as, what was the phrase? Teachers in disguise.
Yes, such a useful reframe. Instead of, why me? Asking, what can I learn here?
It changes the energy completely. Turns frustration into curiosity almost.
It does. Every obstacle holds a potential lesson if you look for it, like climbing that difficult mountain.
The tough parts are what make you stronger for the next climb.
Exactly, and failure itself. It's not the opposite of success.
It's part of the path to success, like Edison and the light bulb.
Right, he didn't see 1,000 failures, he saw 1,000 steps.
Each step gave him information, feedback.
Crucial feedback. So after a setback, like maybe a job rejection,
Instead of just feeling defeated.
ask constructive questions. What could I improve? What did I learn? How can I adjust my approach?
Turning disappointment into actionable learning.
Yes. Okay, so we're building this inner resilience learning mindset. But we're not islands, right? Our environment matters.
The inner circle, the people we spend time with.
Hugely influential, often more than we realize, Jim Rohn's famous saying.
You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
That hits home, doesn't it? It really makes you think about who's in your orbit.
And the energy they bring, are they lifting you up or kind of pulling you down?
That story about Josh really highlights it, moving from one social group to another.
Yeah, from an escapist crowd to one focused on fitness and goals.
And his own habits and outlook changed dramatically. Not just his willpower, but the environment supported it.
It shows how our surroundings can either boost our positive attitude or, well, sabotage it.
And sometimes making progress means making tough choices about those relationships.
Letting go of connections that are consistently draining, that's hard, but maybe necessary for growth.
It can be. Protecting your energy is key, which leads nicely into the power of small habits.
Right. It's not just about big mindset shifts, but daily action.
Tiny, consistent actions, like starting the day with one grateful thought.
Or ending it by noting one small win, one accomplishment.
These things seem minor, but they add up, like drops of water filling a bucket.
Slowly, consistently, building momentum.
That example of Leo starting meditation with just 1 minute.
Yeah, that makes it feel achievable, not overwhelming.
Start small, stay consistent. That's how habits stick.
And related to habits is being mindful of our energy, protecting it.
Absolutely essential. Time and mental energy are precious. We need to guard them.
Like weeding a garden, keeping out the negativity.
Exactly. Being conscious of what you consume. The news, social media, conversations, even your own self-talk.
So maybe changing routines, like instead of doom scrolling in the morning.
Maybe some stretching, reading something positive, listening to music, setting a calmer tone.
It's not about avoiding reality, is it?
No, it's about choosing what you focus on, choosing what fosters growth and well-being versus what drains you.
Investing your energy wisely.
Precisely. And finally, weaving through all of this is consistency.
Because you'll have bad days. Old habits might creep back in.
Totally normal. It's not about perfection, it's about getting back on track.
Consistency over perfection.
Yes. Think about climbing that mountain again. You might rest, you might go slow, but you keep heading upwards.
Keep putting one foot in front of the other.
That reminds me of the John C. Maxwell quote. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing.
Good one. Discipline meaning that consistency, showing up even when you don't feel like it.
Exactly. So pulling it all together, our attitude isn't just a mood.
No, it's fundamental. It shapes how we face life, treat people, handle problems.
How we talk to ourselves. Every day presents these choices, really.
Fear or faith, blame or responsibility, sticking with comfort or pushing for growth.
And the sum of those daily attitude choices that builds our future.
Choosing positivity isn't just nicer, it actually creates positive change.
It's a catalyst.
Okay, so to wrap up this deep dive, we've covered a lot. The power of choosing your attitude.
Cultivating positivity like a garden, training that inner voice.
The impact of small shifts, gratitude, building resilience, adopting a growth mindset.
Learning from obstacles, seeing failure as feedback. The influence of your circle.
The power of tiny habits, protecting your energy, and crucially, consistency.
It all comes down to recognizing attitude as this incredibly powerful tool you have.
A tool for shaping your life.
So maybe the thought to leave everyone with is this. Considering everything we've talked about, what's just one small shift, one conscious adjustment in your attitude that you could commit to starting today?
Maybe just noticing one negative thought and reframing it. Or writing down one thing you're grateful for tonight.
Could be. Or maybe thinking about a recent challenge differently, asking, what was the teacher in disguise trying to show me there?
Just small starting points. Invitations to use that power.
The power to shape your attitude, and through that, shape your life.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Lots to think about.